up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Pearl Daily. Today, we have our first guest in our new studio. Welcome to the show, Shemeka Michelle.
Hi. Thank you for having me. I'm excited.
So, you're a co-host on Jason Whitlock's Fearless show.
Well,
or commentator?
one of his contributors.
Contributors,
yes.
okay. You were a Fox News contributor, and you're an author.
Yes.
And you were also a housewife for 20 years, right?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, how did you get into cultural and political commentary?
By mistake. I would say by mistake because after I got divorced, I started a group called Naked Girls. So it's a long story. I'm sorry.
I was wondering why it said Naked Girls when you called.
Oh, yes, that's why.
I was so confused.
Right. Like, who is this? Yeah, because we just been texting
what did she do in another life?
Yeah.
Okay,
yes.
give me the backstory.
That's what it is. Okay, so in high school, me and my group of friends, we called ourselves the Girls.
Okay.
GIRLZ. It was just like our little group in high school. Everybody had different groups. We called ourselves like little sororities and fraternities. We were called the Girls. So when I started this group, I was like, we should start a blog and we should just, tell our feelings and be open, because I made a post on Facebook just talking about how I hated divorce and that I didn't understand how people were celebrating divorce and having all of these divorce parties. I thought it was stupid. And so I told my friends, these same group of women, I said, I poured my feelings out on Facebook, don't let everybody crucify me for being a naked girls. And because, we were the girls. And so they were like, Naked Girls, we love it. That's what we should call our blog. So
sorry. It's just like women.
Right. So we were like, that's what we should call our blog. So that's what we did. So that's why my phone says Naked Girls, because the blog was my idea, but we didn't know what name we were going to call it. And so that's how that was born.
Okay. And so then you started commentating on different cultural and political issues. Like, what did you write about?
Mostly cultural. So did you look up my book? You did. Yeah. So you understand it was a huge marketing mistake, but mostly cultural.
Wait, why?
Because we had what we call the Naked Nation.
Okay.
Like, once we started Naked Girls and started writing, we got a lot of followers. So we had Naked Girls Texas, Naked Girls Michigan, and we were just growing. And so...
Well, yeah, it sounds like I thought it sounded like strippers.
Yes, and so only the people in Naked Nation understood that naked meant open, honest, and emotionally exposed. So me thinking, here, a woman again, this would be a great play on words. Let me just be naked on the front of the book. Not thinking, duh, it's naked, and people outside of Naked Nation are going to think the traditional naked, duh. And it was like hindsight is 2020, but at the time, it felt like a great idea. So we started Naked Girls. Naked Nation was growing, and I was just mostly doing cultural commentary. And so the book came up because people would always ask for my advice. And so I said, well, let me take everything and just put it in a book. So I did that, but in 2017, I put out a video that said Father's Day is for men. And I got a lot of pushback from Black women.
Because all the mothers want to take credit. It's like, men can't have anything.
Right.
It's like, they're like, can we have this one day of the year?
One day.
They're like, just this one day. Can we get credit for being dads?
Okay.
And they're like, no.
Right. Without any qualifiers, because they will also say to all the good dads, or to all the dads that were around, or to all the dads, I don't know, with a fade or with a fro, whatever. But that doesn't happen on Mother's Day. It's just Happy Mother's Day. You could be on crack and people will still just say Happy Mother's Day. So I put out a video letting women know you can't be the mother and the father. And I thought this was common sense, but I got a lot of pushback, mostly from black women. They ended up, after like 1 million views, may have hit 2 million, I can't remember. Facebook took my video down, and
They took it down?
They took it down.
Holy.
They took it down.
That's not even bad.
That's what I thought.
That's not even, I mean, I've said way worse. And
Yeah, that's what I thought. And I was always getting in trouble, but I didn't understand why. Everything that I was saying, I thought was just common sense. So then 2018, I said, I'm going to put the same video up. You know, I'm going to do it again. And then I couldn't get in my account. After that, it was like I couldn't get into my account. So my friend said, just start posting on Twitter. And I said, but I don't have any followers on Twitter. They don't want to hear from me, you know.
Yeah.
And she said, you just like Facebook because your friends are there, you have followers there. Put your thoughts on Twitter. So I started putting my thoughts on Twitter, and this was during like mostly the Kavanaugh trial.
Yeah.
And conservatives started flocking to me. And at first I didn't know why. I was like, what are they doing? Because I had always been told conservatives were racist or, bigots or whatever. But they loved my message. And I just thought, this is just common sense stuff. And it wasn't so common sense, I realized.
And so during the Kavanaugh trial, you got a lot of attention. Because I'm guessing you didn't believe the accusation?
No, I thought it was
Do you have
stupid.
sons?
I have daughters.
Oh, really? I thought maybe you'd have sons. Okay.
No, I have daughters. And not only do I have daughters, I'm a product of rape. So it will come back to that because people would say, so you think it's okay for women to be raped? That's not what I'm saying. It was just that I didn't believe it. I don't like women that wait 20, 30, 40 years to come out with a story. It's always once the man is famous and they feel like they can get attention or money. And I just feel like if you've held it for that long, keep holding it. I know that sounds really heartless, but
Yeah, like what's the point?
What's the point?
Yeah.
And so I was aggravated because I was sick of seeing it. And it just seemed like
And he seemed like such a nice guy too.
Yeah.
I mean, he had they tore through his entire life and they found
did.
pretty much nothing other than this crazy woman who said something happened 40 years ago.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so for me, I just, I was like, you have IPB, irresponsible pussy behavior. And so take ownership of that.
Okay.
You were irresponsible as a woman and nobody should be blamed for that at all. And so I just didn't buy into it.
So one of my concepts I have on my show is called, as women, we need to learn to take the L better.
Right.
Sometimes, stuff happens when you're a woman. You don't always get what
Exactly.
you want. You get married and you get divorced.
Exactly.
It doesn't mean that he was abusive. You just took an L.
Exactly.
It was an
It
L.
happens.
Sometimes you sleep with a guy, you're hoping that you'll date, he ghosts. That's an
Right.
L.
It's an L.
That's an L. But it doesn't mean you got graped. I say grape for YouTube.
Okay.
It doesn't,
right.
yeah.
Okay.
It doesn't mean you got graped. It just means you took an L.
Right.
Why, as women, can't we just take L's on the chin? Like men, when they take an L, when a girl calls them creepy or weird, they just eat it.
Right.
They eat it and say, all right, well, I'll go to the next girl.
Yeah.
Why can't we have that mentality and why can't we just move? I understand it's unfortunate. The men are always going to date younger and hotter. It's not if your ex is going to do better, it's when.
Yeah.
They have forever. It just is what it is. But we can, I just don't get it. Why can't we just take the L?
I think because we've never had to.
Yeah.
Nobody has really held women accountable to say, no, you're gonna be in this position. Don't move to the left. Don't move to the right. You're gonna wear this, and you're gonna feel through this, and you're gonna be okay. Nobody has ever made a woman do that. So they're used to wiggling and dodging accountability because they've never had to wear the L.
Yeah.
Not.
It's just sometimes you can't win. Sometimes there's losers.
Yeah, I got in trouble, especially when Cosby was going through the whole thing. Told you I had a blog. And so I was just thinking like, no, these women thought that they were going to sleep with him.
Yeah.
He was going to put them on a TV show or, you know, do something for their career. And when that didn't happen, they were upset.
Yeah.
And they were mad because 20, 30 years you're coming out saying this. We don't know who you are. We don't care. And some of them were actually sleeping with him over and over and over again. Oh, I was with him for 2 years and I was abused. For 2 years? You know.
You like torture, man?
Okay. So he raped you for 2 years?
Yeah.
And
he went to jail, didn't he?
Yeah, he did for a while. And I don't know, it's just always bothered me because when I think of my mom being 14 and walking through a path and being great, it's totally different from these women who voluntarily go to these men's hotel rooms, take whatever pill he may be given or get drunk. And what do you think you're going for? A game of pinochle? No, you're actually going because he wants something from you.
Sometimes you sleep with the boss for a job, but he doesn't give you the job. That's an L.
Right.
That's an L.
It's an L, and you just have to wear it. They need the L that Laverne and Shirley. Remember, she had that. I don't know, this is before your time, but just get your little L.
Yeah, you can't always take W's.
Right. So that's what it is. And so once I started actually just putting myself out there, people just started flocking to me and wanted to just hear what I had to say, because not only was I a woman saying these things, I was a woman with a lot of melanin in my skin saying these things.
And did you always think that way, or were you more liberal when you were younger?
So I voted Democrat, but I feel like I've always had pretty much a lot of the same mindset, except for the whole Black Power thing. I did go through a Black Power phase, you know, right fist up. But I think for the most part, you
posted a black square, huh?
No, I didn't post a black square. I didn't do that. But
You know, like girls on my volleyball team, they stopped being friends with me because I wouldn't post a black square.
Yeah, I didn't post that.
I was like, I thought we were friends.
Yeah.
They're like, where's your black square? I'm like,
yeah, I didn't. That was stupid.
Sorry.
Yeah.
But keep going. So
Tell them they were stupid.
You had a Black Power phase. What was that about? So
I think just the amount of people that I was around, you know, I feel like for a lot of people with a lot of melanin, I'm trying to unblack myself. So a lot of times I don't say black because I'm unblacking myself.
Okay. I was like, you can. I don't care.
Yeah, I'm so sick of it. But, you know, just victims, and everything was skin-based.
Yeah.
And so it's like, oh, well, this is happening, it must be because I'm black. Or this is happening for somebody else, must be because they're black. And I wasn't forced to kind of look at other reasons that it could be. And so I went through that phase where I would say, you know, white people with big noses, stay out of our business. You know, I just went through that phase, and not understanding or not even looking at statistics, especially when social media kept putting out there was a black man being killed by police. They make it seem as if they're dropping dead every day. You know, like it's happening across the country.
When I was young, I wouldn't say I like... The first scandal I remember, I think it was Trayvon Martin.
Okay.
Because I think I was in high school or early college.
Okay.
No. Trayvon was the young one. It was the guy in Ohio. I can't remember his name, but I'll give you I remember the way the media said it. I thought that he was just gunned down by police.
Right.
And it turns out the facts of the case came out. I think it was something Brown.
Mike Brown?
I think so.
Okay.
And then he was like going for the police officer's gun.
I think it was Mike Brown.
Yeah. And he had like punched the police officer like 10 times. And I'm like, well, what did you?
Right.
Like, but why would they tell you it the other way? You know, it's like, why wouldn't they just stick to the facts of the case?
Yeah, they have to paint a narrative. Yeah. And I didn't realize that then. It was once I started, again, being more in conservative circles and start looking into things, that it was like, okay, they aren't just being chased and shot down like dogs in the streets. We've been lied to. And
the early marketing was really I understand why people fell for it.
Yeah.
You know, I was young, so I wasn't that political at the time.
Right.
You know, like when you're in high school, you don't really care.
And I was old and still and still wasn't political and getting duped. So I understand why people get duped like that. But
so by the time the BLM movement came out around, where were you?
Yeah, I didn't fall for it.
No.
By the time BLM came out, I had it up to here. And I think what really tipped me over the edge is, I think it was 2017 when they had that Day Without a Woman. And a lot of the women were in D.C. I think it was Trump's inauguration. And they had the pink hats. I don't care. The pink P-word hats.
It's fine. It's recorded. Yeah, it's fine.
And I was so livid. I was just aggravated with it.
Sometimes I get embarrassed to be a woman. So I'm like, why would we do that?
Yeah, I was so upset. And initially, because I was still kind of like not completely free from the whole Black Power thing, I just was like, oh, these white women are crazy.
Yeah.
I didn't even know there was a difference between...
I mean, a lot of white women are crazy.
Yeah. But I didn't know there was a difference between, let's say, liberal white women or conservative white women. So I just lumped them all together. And all I knew was when I saw that, I said, you know what? I'm done. Women are crazy. Y'all are crazy. I cannot... I mean, I have no choice but to be in the number, but I can't side with it. I'm tired.
Well, I was asking more about the BLM stuff.
Yeah.
Because I think that was the Kavanaugh stuff, right?
Well, for me, all of it just...
It was all kind of together.
Yeah, I was just tired. I was tired of the victim mentality. I was tired of women whining. I was tired of Black people whining. And because I had done like talks about... I don't have a problem with, say, food stamps, as long as it's briefly, you know, nobody should have welfare as a way of life. I had talked about the fact that I felt like fathers in the home, they were important. So I don't know, it was something about that Day Without a Woman, which was before, I think, the Kavanaugh hearings, that just kind of started to tip me over the edge where I just was sick of everything and everybody, period.
Yeah.
Black, white, woman, some men, like it was the mindset I think I was starting to hate, but I didn't notice, like, it was definitely the mindset. I still attack people, kind of.
No, because it's a really big victim. The BLM, when that happened, that was huge at the time.
Yeah.
It was, I just remember, like, I remember hearing the riots, like, down the street.
Really?
Because I was in Milwaukee, and I just remember the marching, and then, like, some people were breaking into stores really close to where I lived.
I came to Milwaukee to speak.
Oh, did you?
During that time,
really?
In 2020.
Okay, yeah. I was there too, but I wasn't that political then, so I was just kind of hanging out.
Yeah, I hated it, and I kept trying to tell people the only way they care about a Black man is if he's dead. This is a hoax, you know. I'd had no research. It was just like a feeling. It didn't feel right. I knew it was wrong, and so that's just kind of what I went with. You know, no research. I didn't do the Candace Owens, you know, deep dive or any of that, but I knew it didn't feel right. And I just saw Black people losing their minds for no reason.
So you said earlier, can't remember if it was on camera or not, but I thought it was interesting. You said that in the Black community, promiscuity is celebrated. Would you say that's true?
Oh, for sure. Degeneracy across the board. And one of the things, and somebody's going to say, that's not true. But when you notice who Black people as a whole embrace, or prime example, this is the perfect example, when they would say Bill Clinton was the first Black president. Oh, he's Black. Why? Because he blew a saxophone, smoked weed, and got fellatio. I'm going to say that nice and clean, you know.
Can't help ourselves. We're just always screwing bosses.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
That's why they said he was the first Black president, though. What else did he do? So it was the degeneracy that they latched onto and started to celebrate, and that's why they liked him.
Yeah.
It didn't matter about the 94 crime bill. Nobody was focused on that then. In hindsight, they're like, oh, what about the 94 crime bill? Well, y'all were celebrating it in 94.
Yeah.
When he was in office, y'all were calling him the first black president.
Clinton's charming men can get away with murder, especially when it comes to politicians.
Yeah.
He's a charming guy. He's so likable. I think that's kind of why people didn't really criticize him the same way.
Yeah, for black people, they would say he was the first black president, and it was not because he did anything good or substantial in the black community. It was simply because of the degeneracy.
Yeah.
And it was like, yeah, he's one of us. Excuse me, he's not one of me.
So being that you are a product of rape, does that mean, are you pro-life?
I am pro-life. And I always think, is it because of that? I don't know, but I've always been pro-life. I had it out with friends. One particular friend, she was on her third abortion. And
how? You can only get pregnant 3 days. Your chances.
yes,
Sorry.
yes.
Oh my God, she must be the most irresponsible person
Right.
ever.
Isn't it? It's irresponsibility.
I'll give you one you can chalk up to not know, but three?
Three. She was on her third one, and mind you, at the time, we were 19.
Sorry.
Yes.
Okay, keep going.
We were 19. And so I've always been pro-life. And I remember at that time, her mother was mad at me because it seemed like I wasn't being supportive of her. I think maybe her mother thought this was her first one. I don't, And she said her mother wanted to talk to me. She wanted to have a sit-down conversation. And I said, you don't want to bring me into your home to sit and talk with your mom. This is not gonna go over well. And her mom, she didn't have the guts to stand up to her mom and say, no, don't talk to Shemeka. So long story short, we're in there and her mom is ridiculing me for not being a good friend, for not supporting her. Everybody makes mistakes and I'm being judgmental and whatever. And I go, I'm not going to keep supporting her killing kids. This is her third one, you know? And her mom is like, what? Your third? And I just sat there I don't know if it's because I'm a product of rape. Maybe, but I've just always been pro-life. And I've told the story about having an abortion myself some years later, and it always haunted me. It was just never something that I could get behind and promote, even for myself. It just...
How far along were you?
Was
it the surgical or the pill?
No. It was the vacuum sucking it out.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's what I did. And I want to say I was 7 weeks, and it bothered me so bad because at that time...
I thought that was the pill. I've done shows on it before. I thought the pill was before 3 months. I could be wrong though.
No, they do the vacuum.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they do. Or back in that day, I remember, I'm old. Nobody even mentioned the pill then, so I don't even know if a pill was out at that time. But I remember being around 7 weeks because I laid there and I said, can I see when they did the ultrasound to make sure, before they start, to make sure they can see what they're doing? The doctor goes, oh, it's nothing to see, it's just a clump of cells. And then when I actually went in with my second daughter to have my ultrasound, I was only 6 weeks. And the doctor, we're all standing around me, my husband at the time, my oldest daughter, and we're looking, and the doctor goes, you see right there? That's the heartbeat, and you could see it. And what was supposed to be a happy occasion, I just broke down in tears because I said, if this baby has a heartbeat, Then the one I was like a week or two further along definitely had a heartbeat.
Was it just because you didn't get along with the father of the first kid? Like, what made you?
No, I think because I was poor.
Oh, you didn't.
Yeah, I was poor, and it was like I can't have a baby. I can't afford it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
And
I think that's a silly reason now, but again, I don't try to really condemn people when they feel that way, only because I was there, but I'm just not going to be that person that's like, it's your body, your choice, kill it.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I've kind of given up because I think women will fight so hard to kill their kids. And
They
I'm
will.
like, yeah, you win.
Yeah. Yeah.
I said that the last liberal I had on to argue this. I was like, yeah, kill it up to birth. I don't care.
Yeah,
I think it's disgusting.
Right.
If it was up to me, it would be illegal, but it's not. And I just kind of view it like, imagine there's like the Titanic, right? And the Titanic is sinking, and there's a lifeboat. And I think of abortion as the Titanic, where if you really try to save that issue, you're going to go down with the boat because it's just, you can't, women have too much voting power. They're never going to give it up. So you can either get on the lifeboat and worry about issues that we could maybe change.
Right.
But if you like, a lot of them looked at Roe versus Wade as some sort of win. I guess you could maybe say it was, but it's like, if women want abortions, they'll just drive to another state. It's not really, I don't,
Yeah, it's not the hill that I'm willing to die on, simply because I feel like before you get there, there's so many issues. So that's why I try to talk about more culture and really just saying, okay, you know, women be in a better predicament or have some morals, have some values. And so I feel like if I kind of die on that hill, maybe they won't even get to the abortion place, because maybe they'll have some morals and values, and maybe they'll be in good relationships where they feel like, okay, I can keep this kid and I can be okay. So you don't hear me too much saying murderer, you know, when it comes to abortion, because I try to focus on getting there beforehand. Yeah.
I saw another interesting video you did saying, it was you reacting to a Nick Fuentes clip where he talked about black fatigue. And you said you weren't offended.
I wasn't.
Okay, why? Tell me why.
I wasn't offended because I don't know if you're familiar with that Chris Rock clip where he says there's a difference between black people and I'm going to say N-word.
Yeah, you can say that's fine. That's fine.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I prefer to say the word, but...
okay. That's fine. Go on.
But he said there's a difference. And my entire life, my grandmother said N-word was somebody that was ignorant. So I grew up my entire life thinking, I'm not an N-word. And so the term just never offended me. So when I saw Nick talking about it, I was like, yeah, these N-words get on my nerve too, you know. Do away with them all. Because for me, there was a difference between black and N-word, just my entire life. And Chris Rock said it. He was like, there are black people and then there are N-words. And so I was with that. So to hear him talk about N-words, I was literally like, yeah.
Yeah, you know what's interesting? It's I've seen more black people that are right wing and then are conservative in the last like 10 years. Where when I was growing up, I didn't know one probably. So it's kind of crazy to see the shift in the black community the past like decade. Have you seen that like personally with people you grew up with?
Definitely with people I grew up with. And I think part of that is because people didn't talk about politics as much. When I was younger, it was kind of like a quiet thing. You just, you don't tell who you're voting for. You don't tell kind of where you stand on certain issues. And now people are so open about everything that I think we're starting to actually see, oh, they think this way. Whereas maybe beforehand we didn't know. Because I know I have a couple of family members that were conservative long before I knew they were. And were voting that way long before I knew they were. And it was just me coming out and being open and honest and being online and being on news shows that they, you know, reached out to me family, like, oh, phew, you know.
Yeah.
But I do think more people are being open about it and feeling comfortable about being open. There are some people that have messaged me that grew up in my community, that have known me for 30 plus years, who will not openly say they lean more that way. But I've gotten messages saying, you know, thank you, and I'm with you, or I'm proud of you, and or I voted for Trump. You know, they're not going to say it openly though.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it is more people being open about it.
So I have a few news stories I'm going to throw at you. I want to see your take.
Okay.
So what was your, since you do work with Jason Whitlock, what was your take when Joy Taylor, it turned out that she had slept with a bunch of guys at ESPN, now she's getting dragged into a lawsuit, and she's coming at Jason Whitlock. Like, what was your reaction to that whole situation?
It was funny to me initially, especially with the whole peanut butter skin and big cans. I did not think it would actually...
She's pretty hot. I'm going to give it to her.
In the face, but in the body, not
no, do you
so
know what's
much.
crazy? Men, I never realized this till I did a show where 1,000 women came through. They like forget women are chubby if they have big butt and boobs. they don't see it.
I don't think they're as critical of women as maybe we are of each other.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
They're way nicer.
Yeah, they are.
They totally are.
Yeah.
That's so true.
Yes, because I was just fussing the other day, like, why didn't somebody, I feel like, you know, I'm starting to get dimples in my thighs. And I'm like, babe, why didn't you tell me?
Yeah.
So, yeah. But I thought it was funny initially, and I didn't think it would be such a big deal. And then when people were starting to tweet about it and, you know, it was kind of trending, I was like, oh, wow. But I started then hearing some rumors, and I was thinking, she's mighty brave to not even back away from this. Because if I knew somebody knew all of these personal things about me and they weren't favorable, I would shut up. But that goes back again to women. Women are so used to being able to dodge things, you know?
Yeah.
She's thinking, nobody's ever going to actually pin me down and everything comes out. Because she's mighty brave to keep running her mouth. Like if I was her, the things that I've heard, she should shut up and let this go.
Yeah, because I don't know why. I was telling you earlier, I think there's some choices that you make as a woman where you just can't tell me anything.
Right.
You cannot. And I think once you've banged your entire department, you just can't say anything to anybody ever.
Right.
I think once you've, I also got a lot of flack because there is a girl who is an ex-corn star. And she's now preaching, and I said, "You just can't."
Seen you talk
yeah,
about
you
her.
can't tell me anything ever. Sorry, you just there's certain life choices where you just can't. You're in the back. And I would put Joy Taylor on Nala Ray.
Okay, I don't know anything about her.
Once you got tag teamed on camera.
What?
Yeah, once you did a double penetration, once you've done that, you've officially, you've lost the right to say anything ever.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I see
But
you
it's
coming
crazy,
at
these
her, but I don't
churches
know
will
who
put
it
them in
is.
the front of the room.
Yeah.
And they'll put them in the front over men that actually have been studying the Bible for years, which is insane.
Yeah, that is insane.
But they like the hero story. So
I was gonna say, I do feel like people can change, and you're right. We do love the hero stories, which is why, you know, the pastors that's, I was the drug dealer, I was the pimp, I was the, you know.
Yeah, you want. Okay. Let's bring the past, make the pastor the pimp with all the ex-hoes and jerks. Come on, that's a good idea.
So those are always the ones, you know, that people actually flock to a lot. But I didn't know a lot about her story. I just said, oh, here's Pearl again. So I had no clue who she was.
Yeah, well, I just can't. I don't like when we just, how do I put it? I don't like that churches are basically letting hoes take over the church. And that's just how I see it. Is, you know, there's a lot of men that have studied for years. They didn't make those choices.
Right.
and now you get to go to the front of the line because you got tag teamed on camera, and now you checks notes stopped getting tag teamed on camera. It's not that hard to not do something.
Yeah, don't you think though well, again, this goes back to culture, but I noticed like there are men who have made great choices, stayed out of prison, and nobody celebrates them. But the moment somebody goes to prison, they're there 10, 15 years or whatever, they come out, everybody's, throwing them a big party, and it's like, because he made a bad decision and had to do time and now he's home.
Yeah.
I see that so much.
Well, it just gives the wrong incentives. Because why, as a woman, why would you not start an OnlyFans, make a bunch of money, say sorry, and then go be a preacher? Why would you not?
Right.
If they're just gonna
it's gonna be easy.
At this point, they deserve what they get.
Right.
That's how I feel about it. You deserve what's gonna happen.
Yeah, it does make it harder when you
if
try
you're
to
married,
tell
you
girls.
you want these hoes by your husband?
No. Yeah. Yeah. It does make it harder though to steer young girls in the right direction when they think, I can just do what I want in my 20s, in my 30s, and then when I'm used up, I can accept Jesus and everybody will forget. It does make it harder, for sure. Yeah. And I think it would be better if you put people at the front of the line, like you said, these men that have been studying the Bible and actually doing the right thing, like, hey, you can stay on the right track, and you don't have to have a redemption party or story.
Yeah, I'm okay with redemption, but make them work a little bit.
Yeah.
Anything. Like when she went on the Michael Knowles show, she's had an active OnlyFans the day before. No. She still makes money off of it. She's still, because you can't delete it after a certain time. So that's her excuse, is like they pay for the year or something.
When was her last, I'm sorry, she has nothing to do with this interview.
She raised the prices after she was baptized. Exactly. And then but I keep pointing out the facts and they get mad at me.
So she's kind of playing both sides.
Yeah, I mean, they'll give you excuses. They'll say, oh, I couldn't delete it. And I'm like, well, could you wait until it's all gone before you come? I think that's a bare minimum. We could wait. We could wait a year, wait a year, do some good behavior.
Yeah, let's make sure you have good roots.
Yeah. And then, at least 2 years minimum.
Right.
I think that's the bare minimum. And then you can go.
See, you're telling me stuff.
Yeah, no, they never.
Yeah, I didn't know. But you want to make sure those roots are solid.
Yeah, but no, Joy Taylor, I think, should be the next preacher.
Well, let's wait till her roots are solid. Let's see if she actually makes a turn.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would like to see that. I'm perfectly fine with people doing the 180 and going the opposite direction, actually making a change. But you got to make a change.
Yeah.
You got to turn. And some people, will do it, and it's fun for now. I'm a Christian, 30 days, 60 days, a year, and then, it was just, look at Brittany Renner.
Yeah, that was going to be my next story. Yeah.
People thought she had changed. I didn't, but people actually thought she had changed, and that didn't last long at all, Yeah,
she couldn't help but be naked.
Yeah, it didn't last long at all.
I want to figure out what state it was. So the next story I wanted to ask you about. Brittany Renner is in court seeking to increase the monthly child support payments from NBA player PJ Washington from $5,500 a month to $35,000 a month, citing a higher cost of living in California and Washington's improved financial situation. A previous North Carolina agreement set the payments at $5,500 monthly and included a $130,000 one-time lump sum. But Renner claims that is no longer sufficient to provide for their son. So she got $130,000
up front.
I think he wasn't paying. It says to cover past due child support.
Okay, still.
And I don't know if you've seen, we could probably edit it in, but there's clips of Renner's just being a bitch to him when he's picking up his son, throwing a camera in his face, and he's obviously just saying, oh, he's sad when he goes to you. Well, why would he be cooperative if you're being a dick to him?
Exactly. And men don't understand. And so one of my pet peeves when it comes to women is they will say things like, he wasn't around and he didn't fight harder. Why should he have to fight at all? If this is a man that wants to be in his child's life, he's not trying to murder the child or, why should he have to fight at all? This should be something that's very easy. You should want this for your child, but so many times these women are bitter, and I feel like Brittany is one of them.
Yeah.
These women are bitter and they want to punish the man, but you're not punishing the man. You're really punishing the child, because now the child psychologically, they can't verbalize this, but now they're, trying to figure out, who do I choose? I don't want to talk favorably about my dad because my mom may get upset, or I don't want to talk favorably about my mom because my dad. You're putting them in a place where they have to choose and they don't know what to do. It's more stress on your child, and I just don't think it's fair. One of the things that for me, when we went our separate ways, we never followed any type of custody agreement. We did everything together, and I felt like I chose to have these children. So at least until they were 18, they were at the front, which meant if I couldn't move on, I just couldn't move on. He was going to be at every birthday party. We celebrated Christmas together. We did Thanksgiving together. Like, if my daughter had a basketball game, we're sitting right there together. She's not looking all over the gym trying to find her mom and then trying to find her dad because they don't get along. We never did that. We always did things together, and it was like, the youngest, she's 15. 3 more years, but that's just what has to be done. But so many of these women are bitter and they're angry and they want to hurt the man because the man didn't choose them. But you never made sure the man, they didn't even try to have a relationship.
Don't you think she would get further with a plate of cookies and saying, here's your son?
Yes.
It's so crazy. Men accept so much with just a nice apology and being nice to them.
Yeah, it's
so a lot
just
of times,
simple.
Yeah, so a lot of times when it's like the man left, I always think, well, why did he leave? It's possible maybe you were being so insufferable that he had to,
He didn't have a choice. And sometimes it's more peaceful to just say, I'll wait until my child is 18. I don't want to deal with this.
Yeah.
And it's sad because I see, I can't even think of her name, Erica Mena, I think. She's constantly online talking down about Safari. These are more hip hop people. But she's constantly online berating him. And I'm just thinking, if I had to deal with that, I wouldn't be around either.
I'd be a deadbeat.
Yes, I would. I don't want to hear somebody bitching at me every time they're around.
Sometimes people aren't the best boyfriend or husband, but they're good dads.
Yeah, and
just because someone's not good at that role, it doesn't mean they're a bad father.
Yeah, and I don't know. I would be a deadbeat if I had if I had to listen to that. Women get on my nerves as a woman.
Yeah.
So imagine being a man. I can't stand long text messages. Like my friends know, I'm serious. My friends know, my female friends, don't send me a long text message. I don't want to have heart-to-hearts. I don't want us to talk about our feelings and our emotions. If I'm not sleeping with you, I don't want that type of interaction. And so I know if I'm that way as a woman, for a man.
So what do you think about Brittany asking for $35,000 a month?
She doesn't deserve it.
Yeah.
$5,000 is plenty of money to raise a child, and I know because I have 3. $5,000 is plenty. She wants money to support her and her lifestyle and her choices, because what do you need $35,000 for a month?
I thought there was maybe a cap in that state, but I guess not.
Yeah, she doesn't need more than that.
Yeah.
When you think about clothes, that's plenty.
I know. And we did a show together, and it was in Vegas. She crashed out on me. It was a whole thing. But
I wish I could see it. Is it on?
We can react to it when we go downstairs.
Okay.
Yeah,
I want to see it.
So But we went out to dinner like the day before the crash out. And I remember now that this is coming out and she's saying, I can't afford my lifestyle. And I'm like, we just casually went out to like a steak dinner.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? Like when you're really pinching, because I went from like doing really well to getting demonetized. So that was a very different like income category.
Right.
And so I had to cut back on a lot of expenses, obviously. And like eating out is one of the first things to go.
Right, for sure. Yeah, eating out, then getting your hair done. Yeah.
It's like, so I'm like, you can't be eating out and traveling and doing all this stuff and saying you need more money.
Right.
Like you're just living a lifestyle you can't afford.
And that's exactly what it is, because she could have stayed in North Carolina so that the living expenses would have been a bit lower. Like, again, when you have children, you make sacrifices. And that's just what it is. Nobody forced her to pop her legs open. She did that willingly. She had the child willingly. So for me, those sacrifices last for as long as they last.
And you know what it is when you're dating an athlete? It's like, come on, you can't expect monogamy from an athlete.
There's
plenty of engineers that you can date that will be faithful.
And some of them may not even be faithful. You know, it just.
But you'd have a higher chance, like an engineer, an accountant, like a more boring job in a way. Yeah.
Unless you are maybe Jackie Christie. So they said she went to every single away game her husband ever had, and she was like right up under him every moment. But for Brittany, I think she's a gold digger. You said when we were talking, the dumbest one, I guess, you know. She's not that smart, and I don't care how much she sits in front of her camera and tries to talk and sound intelligent. You can look at her life choices and see she's not that smart. She could make the sacrifice to stay in North Carolina, or if you say, hey, my career is leading me to California, take your little $5,000 and make that work in California the best that you can. But it doesn't mean that you deserve any type of increase. $5,000 is plenty of money for a child. Oh, I want my child in this different school. Pay for it.
Yeah.
Exactly. And if you can't, you know, get an OnlyFans or, you know, do what the other girl did.
I think at this point, I think she should drop an OnlyFans. I'd actually recommend it for her.
Yeah, but what else is she going to do?
Yeah, like, she's still going to be hot for probably like 5 more years, maybe. She's got like 5 years of being hot enough to make money on OnlyFans. So, yeah, you might as well. No one's going to marry. Like, you're kind of cooked.
Yeah, right. A smart man, for sure, is not going to marry her.
Yeah.
Smart man.
Yeah. Well, someone always will. I guess you're right.
Yeah. Right. Because I'm like, smart man.
But they're going to do it either way. The smart guys are already
liability.
gone, so she might as well just drop it. I'd say drop it.
Yeah. She... most people will see her as a liability, even the way that she's handling PJ Washington.
Yeah.
Like, they will see, okay, this is a liability, because the video that came out, as we were talking earlier, when she just threw the camera in his face and, the child is crying. First of all, shouldn't the child be like walking by now and able to verbalize? When he said, that's because you baby him. That may be the case, because that child should be old enough to be walking and talking, but she was treating it as if the baby was like a year old, and that's not the case. She's a liability. There's so many of them that I could say liability, but hey, you know.
Okay, well, I think we're going to go to the next section of the show.
Okay.
So now you want to do a freestyle?
I'm going to try it.
Okay. So what we're going to do is I'm going to show you some of the songs we've made on the show.
Okay.
Now, these are obviously struggle songs to some degree.
Okay.
But if you think of a verse, you can come in. I don't know if you rap or you sing or whatever.
Okay.
But you can just go in if you think of a line.
Okay.
And then I'll do a random word generator, and we'll come up with one together.
Okay.
So one of them that we did was, hoes are gonna hoe. Keep it on the low. Nobody has to know. Hoes are gonna hoe.
Hoes are gonna hoe. We can have a show. Hoes are gonna hoe.
Oh, do it again, do it
Nobody has
again.
to know.
Wait, do it again. No, I wish I was better at piano. That was good. Wait. One day I'm gonna have money for a pianist, but go ahead. We can do it.
Okay.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3.
Okay. Hoes are gonna hoe. We should start a show just for the hoes. Just for the hoes. We should have a show. 'Cause hoes are gonna hoe. Although they don't know, they are gonna grow. 'Cause hoes are gonna hoe.
Yes! Hoes are gonna hoe.
Hoe.
Hoe. Good.
Hoe.
Oh, that was good. That was so much better than I was expecting. I knew she was gonna be decent because I was like, she's too willing to do it. Okay. Hold on, I have one more. So this one, I think, hold on. I want to remember what chord pattern I use. Or I think it was this one. You don't play piano, do you?
No.
I was like, if you do.
Yeah.
Black fatigue.
Oh, yes.
Black fatigue.
Oh, yes. Black fatigue. I'm so sick of it, it's weighing on me. Black fatigue, so tired of these n****s. Can you figure?
So I was told I was wrong for this lyric.
Uh-oh, okay.
Black fatigue. Black fatigue. I beg you, you can take out the weave.
Oh, God.
Black fatigue.
Mm-hmm, yes,
Black fatigue.
yes.
I beg you, you can take out the weave.
Okay. Black fatigue, black fatigue. And those lashes, they need to slashes. Black fatigue. Take out the lashes or you'll get lashes and create slashes. Black fatigue.
Oh, that was good.
I'm gonna be in trouble though for talking about lashes.
Lashes.
Lashes and lashing. Did you get it?
No, I didn't get that.
Oh, God. Right.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
I don't want that cut.
Well, it's like it's pre-recorded. That's how I say it, pre-record, you know. So then, we're going to do a random word generator, number 3. That was so good. You have a good voice.
Oh, thank you. A little practice, you know, we can make a whole song.
Oh, wait, let me think. We should actually do. Joy Taylor banged all the dudes at the office.
At the office.
I don't know why she'd do that at the office.
At the office.
Hoes are gonna hoe, keep it on the low. Now everybody knows hoes are gonna hoe. We all thought that she got her job because she was good at it, but it turns out that hoes are gonna blow.
With her peanut butter skin and big hands, we just want her to shut up and just go into oblivion, and we don't want to see her anymore. But hoes are gonna hoe and keep showing up. Hoes are gonna hoe and keep putting out. Hoes are gonna hoe and keep trying to sleep to get ahead and give head to get ahead.
And now we got Brittany Renner begging for more money. She's crying on Instagram and it's kind of funny. Brittany Renner was Muslim like a year ago, but she couldn't stop because hoes are gonna hoe.
Hoes are gonna hoe. Hoes are gonna hoe. Brittany
time to start an OnlyFans.
Start an OnlyFans.
Cause you ain't gonna get a man.
Correct.
All right, that was good. Oh, that was so fun. All right, what up, guys? Welcome to the extended Pearl Daily, where today we're going to be reacting. I'm going to show you some girls on TikTok.
Okay.
So you got this lady right here, and then I want to get your thoughts. Do you spend a lot of time on TikTok?
No,
Okay,
because
well,
they.
Study. So
Sorry, go ahead.
No, my kids
a new study.
TikTok page, but they would always take my videos down.
Yeah, I know. That's why I
so-
stopped. They kick off the conservative women. It's
Yeah,
like
So
so all the liberal women just get to go
It
nuts.
says 1 in 3 women have a backup guy. Yeah, a whole man. Just sitting on standby in case her current relationship doesn't work out. And it's usually not some random dude either. It's an ex she still talks to, a friend who flirts a little too much, or a guy who's always made it clear if she's ever single, he'll be first in line. Meanwhile, her man thinks they are solid. He's showing up, staying faithful, trying to build something real. And she's got a safety net just in case he stumbles. That's not harmless. That's not smart. That's not love. It's emotional insurance. And someone always ends up paying for it. Let's be honest, if roles were reversed and he had someone waiting in the background, wouldn't that feel like betrayal? Even if nothing physical ever happened. Because the truth is, if you are halfway out the door when telling someone you are all in, you are not loving them. You're just keeping them close until something better comes along. Let's do better. Be the kind of person who doesn't need a backup because they know how to show up for the one they chose.
What do you think of that?
So I think there's some truth to what she was saying. There are some things that I feel like may be a little bit off. And I would just say for myself personally, I do think that there are men that they don't have to say anything. We don't have to keep in touch. I just feel like whether I could be 65, they'll say, "Hey, you're single? Yeah. You can come and be with me." So I don't know. I feel like she presented it as if there's some constant communication, and it doesn't always have to be that way. Though I do understand that's that way for some women.
I think a lot of women would go crazy though if men constantly had female. I know some men do, but it's not common where they can have female friends that are just ready to go.
Yeah, women would go crazy, and so I don't think it's good to have people in your life that are just sitting waiting.
Yeah,
I don't have those type of male friends, but I do know that there are men, even in my past, that would say, "Oh, I heard you were single." You know, if that was the case.
Yeah. Okay, let's go in the corner.
45, soon to be 46-year-old, single mom by choice, had a baby with a donor, different story, different video, who's also recently lost.
This is my white woman fatigue.
Okay.
Like, I know there's black woman fatigue, but I do have white woman fatigue because I don't really see black. You know what? If black women want to be single mothers, they go for it. They go find that.
But clearly they want to.
They go find the irresponsible guy that doesn't want to be a dad,
Right.
and they go find him. They go get pregnant.
Yeah.
We can't just do it with our chest. We got to go to a sperm donor, spend all this money. Just let him shoot up in the club at that point.
You can find one. Yeah.
Sorry. But yeah, so I know a woman that did this, and she had like single mother by choice twins. Yeah, and I'm like,
Yeah, I never think it's really by choice though. I feel like maybe somebody just didn't want her. Who she wanted didn't want her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, now out of the choices she has, she's choosing single motherhood.
86 pounds in the last 2 years with Ozempic. Different story, different video. And is out there really trying to find a great partner. Because let me tell you, the struggle is real and it is not easy. And it's probably not why you think. I mean, it's a combination of things, certainly. I don't think it's because I'm a single mom. I mean, I would certainly say that most men in my age group, their children are older. So I can see how starting to date someone who has a 2.5-year-old might not be the most appealing thing.
Actually, I have a question on that. So, how old were your kids when you started dating again?
Let's see. My youngest was 7 when I got divorced. So yeah, the youngest.
Did you
was
notice
7.
a difference when your kids were older? Like in date? Yeah, because my thought is once the kids are like 16, men don't care as much about you having kids. Did you find that to be true?
Yeah, I definitely think there's a difference. And then also, again, I was telling you earlier how he was just so present in our lives. I could never really get to a serious relationship because no man wants the old man sitting at the house eating dinner.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay, because she's saying it's not because of the kids, but
It's
young kids are so like. From what I've spoken to men, it's like one thing when they're teenagers and they're kind of out of the house. They're good kids. They're not they're not around as much. But like a 2-year-old,
no. And if he has older kids, he doesn't really want to deal with a 2-year-old.
But, you know, again, if it's the right guy, it's all going to work out. It's fine. You know, but I think with all these apps and everything, what happens is I get aged out. You know, for me personally, this is just how I feel. I want to date someone my age. So I want to date someone within 5 years of me, ideally between 45 and 50. I could go a little younger.
Oh no, you want a 45? No, at 45 and 50, they're done with. I'm thinking of my dad.
Babies.
And my dad, we had 10 kids. Obviously, he likes kids, but he's married. But I was thinking if he were to ever be single again, he would. Oh no, and a woman had a little kid. He's done with kids.
Yeah,
it's
too much.
At that age, they're done.
Yeah, it's time for grandparent when you get to love them and send them home. Not when they're under the same roof.
No.
I'm not really into much older men. And I know you could say, well,
she's gonna have to go younger and find a guy that doesn't know better. That's what I tell her.
Yeah.
I tell her it's time to go for those 25-year-old men that don't. Really, I would recommend just being alone and raising your kids. But if we're gonna go strategy here, I don't think the older men are gonna fall for that.
Baby's too young.
Yeah,
and she's gonna have to have someone who also has a child that young.
Yeah,
possibly. Yeah.
Oh, that's a good option.
Yeah.
You know, someone who's 52, 55, that's not really that much older, and that's true. But I don't know. A lot of these men that got served up to me, they look like my dad. And I don't really want to be dating my dad.
You look like they're your mom. Like, come on.
I don't think she's looked in the mirror lately.
Yeah, you don't. Yeah.
And because I am a confident and secure woman, I can say that I think I'm aging really well. And I think I look really good. But I feel...
Yeah, I don't think she looks bad.
Yeah, she just looks her age. Yeah. There's this idea. That's why I always say, okay, I'm fine being my age.
Yeah.
Yeah. But some women aren't. I guess.
Their choice is to die. So yeah. What else are you going to do?
I'm compelled to have to lie on these apps and say that I'm 40 so that I fit into, you know, the search criteria of men my age. And yes, I do disclose that I am actually 45. But for a long time, I resisted doing that because I didn't want to lie. And I didn't want any introduction or entry point into a relationship with somebody to be based on a lie. And then I decided to get over it because I just wasn't being served up men that I felt I would be willing to go out with. So the minute I tweaked that, I will say the men in the apps that were served up to me have certainly changed.
Yeah, but then you get pumped and dumped because, you know, that's...
And you have to do a video begging.
Yeah.
Because she's saying that she's confident. If you were that confident, I just feel like you could go to the grocery store and you don't have to be on the app.
I had a friend that I would say she was a 9 back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
People have no idea how... If you were a 9, you would know because she would get free concerts, celebrities are messaging her. I'm like, she didn't have to work. Yeah. She literally did not have to work.
donor, and this is what nobody tells you. It can feel incredibly empowering. I had my second child as a single mom by choice using a donor, and this is what nobody tells you. It can feel incredibly empowering to embark on this journey independently, much more so than people sometimes realize. It's also possible that you might feel grief and overjoyed all simultaneously. Grief for the life that you imagined that you were going to be living, and joy for what you're actually creating.
At that point, just go find a guy out of your league and be a single mother. I mean, look, I don't want to advocate for that because obviously that's the wrong thing to do. But I just think IVF, you might as well just go be a single mom. I just say go for what you want, obviously. Don't do that. Does that make sense? It's the wrong thing to do, but I think I'd rather her go and just be a single mom to some dude out of her league and be a side piece forever.
Right.
Than
you're opening me to a league I didn't know existed.
What?
Just these women voluntarily.
Oh yeah,
wanting to be a single mom.
Oh, yeah. This is
now I'm gonna have white fatigue as
there's like white people things and black people things, and this is just the white. I see white women, sometimes Asian women. This is the route we go. I think it's a lot of marketing women, what I've noticed, because it's very expensive to do it.
Right.
So it's a lot of the women that go the corporate America route.
Yes.
And last and most importantly, your child can thrive in a single mom environment. They can feel loved and secured. You've got this. Lead with your heart.
So they're all stupid. It is just a woman thing.
Yeah. He's ready. I mean, because men don't get surrogates.
Oh, God.
Wait, let me put it in the corner. Let's see what she is.
Point. I haven't been on a date. I'm so ready to find my husband. Been single now for like over 2 years, even more actually at this point. I haven't been on a date. I haven't had a hookup, like any interaction with a man for like over 2 years. Apart from the work that I do, but that doesn't count because that's not like personal. I might go to download.
Oh, she's a hooker. Or she's a OnlyFans
girl.
girl.
I'm like, what kind of work does she do?
I'm guessing there's a link. Yeah, okay. We'll keep going.
The dating apps, I get very overwhelmed like after a day and end up like just deleting the app again. I'm gonna treat it like a job, and literally going through the apps is like having a part-time job. It does consume.
Did you meet your boyfriend on the apps?
No.
I think that I'm pro apps actually.
I think just because that's it's an age thing, it's a generation thing. Yeah.
A lot of like energy and time. I'm not worried about my future husband seeing this because my future husband is definitely not on this app. He is like working hard on his business. He is not.
There's such a big power in shutting up.
Okay.
On social media at all. Envision my man to be very down to earth, completely obsessed with only me. Most likely a tradie, like a mechanic, a plumber, an electrician, something like that. And he runs his own business. And yeah, he works really hard to provide for the family we're gonna have. Very happy, and he's gonna like balance out my neuroses a little bit. So he's gonna be like a diffuser, whereas I am an escalator sometimes. Like Greek or Italian, I don't know, probably Greek. Italians are like, you know, too high strung. He's gonna let me have my silly little business that doesn't make much money but feels like I'm doing something, and I'm gonna give him a really nice home. The biggest problem over the years is I keep going for Aussie white guys who just won't commit. This is like the longest I've ever been single.
Well, because she is in her age bracket. So I think she's in her 20s.
Mm-hmm.
And when you're in your 20s as a woman, you're kind of automatically a 6. It's just but she looks overweight. So in her age bracket, she's going to probably be a 4 for her age. I would tell her to go older. And you got an OnlyFans. You got to get a divorced guy who just doesn't care anymore.
And just want someone young and fresh and yeah.
Who would you tell her to go for? What race would you tell her?
Black.
You tell her to go to get black.
Yeah, because she's overweight.
She said it didn't say it.
And I really had to evaluate like what I actually want instead of like what I was attracted to. I know what some of you are going to.
Yeah, like a black divorced guy, I think would be good. Unless she wants
Lover.
kids, then yeah, then maybe not. But no, they'll still do it.
Say about me like leaving it very late because I'm 38 years old, and also for what I do.
Oh, okay. I thought
She
she
looks
was.
good for 38.
Am I crazy? I thought she was in her 20s. Did you
I
think?
could have thought,
I thought she was like
you
28.
know why I thought she was in her 20s? Because sometimes, no offense, white women look older.
Yeah. No, we do.
So, yeah.
As a job, but seriously, my new husband is not going to care. Also, never had trouble getting a man. It's just more that the last 2 years I have literally done everything I can to avoid looking for a relationship. I'm going to download all the apps. I'm going to download Bumble, Hinge, and Tinder. I'm going to try them all, and I'm going to treat it like a job.
I don't believe that.
That she'll treat it like a job.
No, I don't believe that she's been doing everything to avoid a relationship. You've still been getting banged, I'm sure.
Yeah.
You know, like,
Yeah, she's been getting passed.
yeah. No, don't. Don't. You're going to make me be mean.
Oh, man.
Oh, God.
I'm getting ready, but yeah, I'm gonna go find a husband. Get ready with me to go find a husband.
Oh, shit.
I'm gonna play a little music while I'm getting ready, but yeah, I'm gonna go find a husband today. I might not be successful, but we're gonna try. I'm also trying to figure out where I'm gonna find a husband.
Where would you tell her to go?
Oh,
Do you think all right, do you think an unemployed black guy, would he do it?
unemployed? Yes, if she has her own place, and he needs a place to stay. He's homeless. He needs a car. He needs food. Yes, a successful black man. She's not gonna get that.
Yeah, I'm thinking if she goes white, you got to go for the Destiny looking white guys. You don't know who Destiny is?
No.
Okay, I'll
Is
show
that
you.
like
I'll
a
show
crack, a meth head?
He actually gets hot women because he's a streamer, but his look, I think, would be pretty, Destiny streamer, pretty good for her to go for, because there's some that are just so, like this kind of look, like the liberal, like there's some, you ever seen the like feeder relationships? Yeah, like this guy.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, like if you ever see My 600-Pound Life, let's see.
Yes.
Yeah, sometimes those guys, I think, let's see what type of guy she could get. I'm never gonna say she won't find anybody, because there's always a man who will.
Yeah, there's somebody for everybody, for sure.
I don't think that per se, but there's always a guy that'll put up with it.
Ugh.
Yeah, like
God,
couples.
this is
Let's see the
disgusting.
couples. Or maybe someone as fat as she is. Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
There, this type of guy.
Yes,
Yeah.
as fat as she is.
Yeah, this guy. This guy won't do it. I think he wouldn't go that route. Like this guy. He's actually decent looking, is the sad part.
He looks a
Why
little
is-
feminine though.
Yeah, but just comparison, you know. All right, let's go back to our lady over here.
I would go to like a Home Depot or something, but I don't want to go to Home Depot and I don't need anything. All right, we're going to use this primer. It's the Smashbox Photo Finish Primer. Every time I use this primer, or every time I see it, I'm reminded.
He has to be eating like 4,000 calories a day.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that is.
Absolutely. And she's wearing a wig. I don't know if you can tell that.
I can't.
But yeah, she's wearing a wig. That's not
Does that
her
mean
hair.
she's like bald or like what?
Possibly.
Possibly.
Yeah.
When I was in college, I obviously didn't have any money. Like, I was a broke college student. Me and my friend Jasmine would walk to the mall, and I would get
I don't think you're walking.
Okay,
that far.
nowhere. She's not walking anywhere now. Around
samples of this
table.
every single time. And I think, if I'm remembering correctly, one time they like denied me. They denied me a sample, and so I stopped going to the Sephora and I started going like to the Macy's department counter, because those people didn't know me and I would get samples from them. All right, I'm gonna do my eyebrows the same way I always do. I use this nasty Jaclyn Hill palette. I saw a couple comments on some videos asking where like my dating content is. Y'all, These men, I don't know what's happening.
I don't know how you can.
But let me just say this. Point out that she spends money on her wig. She spends money on her nails, but clearly she does not spend any money on a gym membership.
Yeah.
Yeah. That always aggravates me.
And when I was heavier, I actually didn't work out at all to lose weight because I wanted to spend more time focusing on eat. You don't even need to work out.
Yeah.
You just
eat
need
right.
10,000 steps. You don't even need a gym membership. You don't have to think about all that. You can 10,000 steps, 1,200 calories a day when you're cutting.
Yeah.
15, 16 if you're a little taller. But
and say no to somebody baking bread.
That's true. I like bread. Do you know what? I found it was more the sugar drinks than anything, like Starbucks. Really? Yeah, because those can be 300-400 calories. Yeah, those can be bad. Yeah.
So I'm trying to think, other than Home Depot or like Lowe's, I'm thinking maybe Dick's Sporting Goods. It's like, at least in there, I could probably find something to buy or like pretend to buy. I think we know what foundation I'm about to use today. And like, I've also been talking to a new guy, but he doesn't live here. He lives all the way in Illinois. Again, I'm always meeting men who don't live in Atlanta, so I be getting lonely.
Yeah, they don't have to look at you. Just send them money. Yeah. I know fat women that do that. One fat woman in particular, she had this relationship and she was always taking care of the man, and they planned a wedding and everything. He didn't show up. Like, the place was decorated nicely, family there, friends there. He did not show up.
Dang.
All right, a little Juvia's Place for blush. And then I'm going to go in with this little bitty Too Faced Fruitcake palette. I'm going to add a little bit of like white.
You saw she put those lashes on and everything.
This is like sorcery. Holy.
On the inner parts, just to open the eye up a little bit. We're gonna go in with this one from Juvia's Place, a nice brown.
She almost looks Asian now.
Yeah, made those eyes very slanted.
I feel like I need a gloss. I look good for my husband, y'all. When he sees me, he's gonna be like, oh.
She's got to be trolling.
She's serious. She is.
Wow. Okay, y'all. I stopped at Chick-fil-A because I need like a little sweet little treat, a little drink. And I know they have that new.
Of course you got the drink. I swear, most of the time when women are fat, it's because of the sugary drinks. Like, that's...
I wouldn't, if I would see, this is what I'm saying. You cannot correct and redirect women, because why would you even at that size put out there that you stopped at Chick-fil-A? Like, you could have left that part out of the video.
Flavored drink, and I want to see if I can get it like frosted. I got my little drink, which I've drunk most of this by now. It ended up being a cherry berry frosted lemonade. We're gonna go in. I think my goal is to, like, if I see a guy that I think is cute, to like maybe say something. I don't know what I would say, but like if they're looking at something, they're like, oh, is that a good one? I don't see anyone. That's nice. 30 ounce. I really like this one. Hey, where are your fishing poles? Carrot anymore? They don't sell fishing poles in here. There's like no one in here.
She's going for white guys. She's going for the fishing poles. She's going for black guys. It'd be like the basketball shoes department.
Yeah.
You got Asian guy. Where would I go to meet an Asian guy?
Starbucks?
I don't know.
Barnes and Noble?
Yeah, they read.
Hey, Dick's Sporting Goods was low-key a bust.
Yeah, this is why I think in the future, like, people just aren't out the way they used to be. I would tell her to lose weight, but you got to go the dating app route. Especially being that fat, your pool is going to be so small.
Men have fetishes though, don't they? Do they say I'm looking for a fat girl or something?
I'm sure she'll get past a little bit, but
Yeah.
one will bound to stick around. It's just,
Yeah.
for her. If she can be pleasant enough, someone will do it.
Yeah.
So that's don't try that waiting thing though. No guy's waiting for sex with a woman that big. Yeah,
90 days. She's gonna wait 90 days.
No, she's got to give that out for free. And she's got a Gluck 9,000, like 45 bajillion, because that is her only shot.
Well, they say they give the best.
Yeah.
I guess because they're hungry.
Yeah.
I don't.
Oh, that's funny. Okay, let's see the next one. All right, the next woman ready to find her husband. Share this tab instead.
5. With the help of my vision board and ChatGPT. Starting with my vision board, I did put a man on my vision board in 2024, but I plan to find.
Okay, so she looks around, I would put 30 to 35 age bracket, I'm guessing. What do you think?
Yeah. I'm going to go 39.
Oh, you think 39? Okay.
I would say 40.
Do you know what? These filters throw me off.
Yes.
Yeah, because that's the...
Yeah.
Let's say 35. She looks overweight, so she's going to be a 4, I would say.
Yeah, she's definitely not that attractive.
Yeah. I would put her at a 4. But the problem with 4s is they're going to get to sleep with 6s to 7s and men, and that just keeps them perpetually single because then they start to think they deserve that. But you're just like a slow Tuesday, like, because most guys would do this on a slow Tuesday. All right.
GPT. Starting with my vision board, I did put a man on my vision board in 2024, but I didn't find it, but it's okay. Basically, I put a man on here again a few times. I'm actually going to show you my vision board in another video.
Do black women have vision boards? You guys do that?
Yeah.
I'll just tell you how ChatGPT is going to help me find my husband. Basically, for years, I've had a list of all of the things, all of the traits, characteristics, everything that I want.
I hope it's a short list because you can't ask for a lot.
What do you think?
Well, it's gonna
what
be
do you
long.
think?
It's gonna be long because she's banging his friends.
Yeah.
His friends got a lot going on for themselves.
Is it going to be realistic?
Yeah.
I think it's going to be unrealistic.
In my ideal man. It's good to do that even if you don't do what I'm about to say next. I took my list and I said to ChatGPT, I said, if I want a man who has all of the qualities below, what type of woman do you think he would want? So I put them all in, and then ChatGPT says all of these traits that this man's ideal woman would have. Okay, some of them I'm good, some of them I'm good, some of them I could probably work on. And then I said, okay, period. Based on these qualities, what would the daily activities or schedule be of this woman? I get a whole schedule. Yep, I got a whole schedule.
Girl, go to the gym, download Hinge.
Yes.
That's it.
She definitely needs to get in the gym.
Yeah.
I kind of feel bad. This makes me feel a little bit sad.
Would I recommend any plastic surgery to this woman?
Yeah.
I'm not. I know a lot
bang.
Bangs would be good.
Like some long bangs and maybe like pull her hair towards her face so that you can't see how fat her cheeks are.
Yeah. Well, she's fat. That's she should just lose weight.
Between the wake up, the workouts, the breakfast, the work, everything. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to follow this schedule until I find my husband, and I'm going to refer.
This is the most. This one actually isn't. How do I put it? This is better than the other ones we watched. I think she's at least trying to do something.
Yeah, she didn't tell us what that list was, though. I want to know what type of man, so we could just say, "Girl, that's not happening."
Yeah.
Back to my list often to make sure that I'm not veering from the list. I will let you know how it goes.
I mean, I don't know though. She has this vision board. She might manifest this, Maybe.
I met my husband in 3 days. Believe it or not.
No, she's got a.
Here's one. She met her in 3 days.
We can watch that one. Actually, that was up next here.
I went on Muzz, a marriage app, which I did not ever imagine my
I can always
entire life.
tell when women are serious about finding someone.
Mm-hmm.
It's when the ego is gone.
Yeah.
They're like, I will go on a date every single day. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just a different. When women think they're above dating apps, I think generally, especially if they're not overly attractive, it's like they're not going to approach you. Or else are you gonna approach them? No. Okay, what are you gonna do?
Right.
Yeah.
I was like, no way I would ever do it. My friend convinced me. She said it's a really good app. I was like, okay, fine. I got on. Day 1, I was like, oh my God, I'm not doing this. Day 2, my husband had messaged me. Day 3, I got off the app. Alhamdulillah, my family knew. Fast forward 4 years, we are married. We have a kid together. Alhamdulillah. The app has really good features for you to find the right person. Don't get discouraged if you don't find somebody right away. I know I got lucky. Not everyone.
I've had dating coaches on here. They say it takes 15 dates usually on average for people to find someone.
On a dating app?
Yeah, because they work with people, and they said on average it's 15 dates. So.
15 dates.
Yeah,
that's a lot.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, you got to really put yourself out there.
Because dating apps are a numbers game. I think if it's in person or you meet through social circle, it's probably less.
Right.
But like for what I've seen, like people go on a lot of first dates off of dating apps, not a lot of second or third.
I do know 2 people that met on Match.com, and they've been married like over 20 years.
Yeah. Well, it usually allows women to date a little bit more out of their league because there's just not that many women on the apps.
Okay.
So it gives them access to men like out of the area too.
Right,
so if a guy's in a place with ugly women, but he's good looking, no, it's good.
Yeah, that is good though. It opens up your choices.
Yeah.
I guess. Yeah.
I think it favors for women. That's why the downside is you do run a higher risk of getting pumped and dumped, obviously. Because the guys that are running through the apps, they're running. I have a friend, he goes through 100 women a year. What? Yeah, and I've seen his messages.
Really?
Yeah, he's a PUA. So it's like they do this.
PUA?
They basically
PUA?
So a PUA is like they study dating women pretty much. So he's just like a professional womanizer, and he teaches men that are kind of awkward how to do it. So that's how he makes money. So for 10 years he approached women in person. He did the guy. It's very interesting talking to these guys because they've just been like through. So a guy like that, he's going through 100 women a year. You know, if you get on a date with him, you're going to fall for everything.
Yes, 100 women a year.
So there are more like predators and stuff on the apps. Not that I think he's a predator, because a lot of the women want the casual sex too. But you know what I mean? It's a lot of guys that'll have like a leg up on you, but there's also nice guys there. So she might be the best looking one we've seen. Okay, let's see.
Actually had like a couple hours. I graduated with approximately $500,000 worth of student loan.
What in the world did she major in?
I don't know.
Debt. These are my thoughts.
Pre-med maybe? On
the skyrocketing monthly payments. When I was in school, we actually had like a couple hour seminar on student loan debt.
So the challenge you get with women is we don't like doing the job, but we like the title and the prestige.
Sure.
So most of the I'm assuming she's a doctor or something like that. She kind of looks like a dermatologist or something. That's my guess. They quit within 10 years usually.
Yeah.
Where men will stick it out and pay off the debt and make a lot of money, but
how you can go around repaying it could either be through working for a nonprofit where you make way less money, but at the time they had promised that the loans would be forgiven after 10 years. The other way was to do income-based repayment. And during the seminar at my school, I raised a lot of concern. I told people around me, and I also asked the professors, like, hey, the administration changes every 4 years. How are you guaranteeing that this works for people in the future? And honestly, I did not believe.
So you were aware of how stupid the decision was. You can't say you didn't know. You clearly knew.
Believe it at all. I was very lucky that I was one of the few that was not duped. But with that much student loan, I knew I needed an action plan. I decided to just do my own plan. And so I decided to move to a state that had no state income tax. And I worked my butt off. So I would work around 12 to 16 hours, 5 days a week. And then on the weekends, I would go and substitute into other clinics and work there.
Yeah, I guess the doctor.
So essentially, I was working 6 to 7 days a week, most weeks the first couple years that I graduated. And this is not ideal for everybody.
But notice she's complaining about it. She's clearly had Botox done. Like you can tell her forehead doesn't move.
It doesn't move at all. No wrinkle. when she raises her eyebrows, it's just
Yeah.
But in my mind, I had a
Hair is colored.
Mm-hmm.
burdensome amount of debt that I knew I had to repay.
Nails done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nails done.
And so I worked my butt off to get a lot of that paid down in the first 2 years alone. I had no work-life balance. It was actually very stressful and very horrible. But in my mind,
She paid it off, I think. Or
I had taken out these student loans, and so I needed to repay them, and I didn't feel comfortable or confident relying on the government or anybody else to like save me from my own student loans. A lot of people are coerced into taking out high student loans without really understanding the implications of it, and that's something that needs to be addressed.
okay, I was about to say she sounded so responsible until she said you're coerced into it.
Right.
Women are we're too lazy to do the work of understanding the contract, and so
Right.
then we get mad that we take a bad contract, but we're too
Yes.
lazy to like think it. Now Grok will do it for you. You can use ChatGPT.
Thank goodness.
Institutions also need to be held
No,
Yeah.
I know, because it's women want to go to college, they want to party, we want to like have fun. So
Mhm.
more accountable. Like, there is no reason why a school should be charging hundreds of thousands of dollars to get through and start your career.
well, they keep charging it because we pay it.
Mhm.
So when I want to see if she's a dermatologist, stay-at-home mom. Oh,
Yeah, I did see a ring when we saw the
stay-at-home.
nails.
She's attractive enough to be.
Yeah.
She's pretty. I'd put her at.
And she stayed in shape after having a child.
Yeah, she seems like a former 8+, now like strong 6'7". But I bet back in the day she's really attractive.
Yeah.
Marrying wealthy. Oh, okay. So she got a guy to pay it off.
Right.
Smart. It's probably the best way to do it. So what did you think of the modern people on the internet? What did you think?
Gosh. I think you have your work cut out for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll be employed forever. So will you.
Yeah, I mean, goodness. It made me, though, feel like I'm just a little bit out of touch because seeing those videos, I'm like, oh, it's women across the board.
Oh, yeah. Everyone.
Yeah. I feel a bit out of touch. But that's why I have you.
Yeah. I'm the whole connoisseur.
Right.
Well, thanks for coming on. I appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
Can you tell them where they can find you?
If they go to ShemekaMichelle.com, find me there. They can find me anywhere.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.